Is TikTok becoming the pandemic of all pandemics? Is it true that this Chinese app is killing people, mainly teenagers? Should you immediately delete it? Why all of a sudden everyone who's anyone is warning us about the dangers of TikTok? How come they are now admitting that TikTok is more addicting than Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter combined? TikTok is accused of profiteering while endangering the lives of teenagers, some of whom are being lured into sharing sexual, explicit photos and videos of themselves live through the app. It's showing dangerous content to minors, including sex and drug-related videos, pornography, and even rape, murder, and suicide. As a result, some teenagers are suffering from mental health problems, and some are even said to have been encouraged to attempt suicide. If all this is true, why is everyone seems to be obsessed with the app? How come 3 billion people have so far downloaded it today? Is it all lies and fabrications about the app, or is there a dark secret behind the app that only the very few know about? In this documentary, I will be exploring with you the mysterious yet fascinating world of TikTok. I'm Michael Taifour, and this is my YouTube channel. On with the show.
TikTok has very much become a way for the young generation to express ourselves in every way.
The Chinese social media platform TikTok has changed the internet. Behind the shiny dance videos, the platform is leading people down dangerous paths.
I'd like to think that I wouldn't have struggled with an eating disorder if I hadn't downloaded TikTok.
Hi, my name is Rory Eliza. And what?
And what do you do?
I am a full-time TikToker.
The Chinese social media platform TikTok has changed the internet.
TikTok, honestly, I get so much love on there. It's so weird because that's my biggest platform is TikTok with 5 million followers. It's crazy to think that 5 million people, that's people. It's not just a number. And if you really think about it, it's 5 million people that have tapped that follow button. They're all just so friendly and they're kind of like your family. It's just weird. Like, you don't know these people, but they know so much about you that they treat you like a family member.
And on that note, welcome to the new Rory Life.
This was her first viral video. It got nearly 14 million views.
Baby!
Big fashion and cosmetic brands started noticing Rory's success on TikTok and wanted to tap into a growing audience.
You're so powerful, powerful!
Companies sponsor influencers like Rory, and businesses pay TikTok to advertise on the platform. This is central to the app's lucrative business model.
In this work industry, being an influencer, you have to present yourself as a brand. You know, we aren't really people anymore, we're a brand, we're selling products to a brand, so you kind of got to look apart. The money involved, it's enough to live off, so it's a pretty fair amount. I'm about in the medium to high range of incomes in Australia, so yeah, pretty decent.
I found myself driving and just crying, having like a total breakdown. And I found myself having some really quite nasty thoughts.
Rory shares her life with 5 million people, even her lowest moments.
Why am I meant to be on this earth? Like, why does no one like me? Why do I have no friends?
But most days she feels very alone.
Okay, That's an odd name. Being away from people is definitely lonely. You know, I film 4 videos a day. That's a good 3 hours out of my day. And then I've got another 8 hours. And I'm like, what the heck am I going to do for the rest of the day? Like, I can't bring up my friends, like, yeah, I want to hang out because they're at work. So it definitely gets lonely at times. And, you know, sometimes if you're reading the hate comments and the stress load, it can be so much for your body and you're just overwhelmed and you're lonely. So that can also creep into depression.
Of the popular social media apps, TikTok is the most addictive. Leaked TikTok advertising data shows users spend an average of an hour and a half on the app each day.
You know, it's like 8 p.m. and I'm watching, and then I look up at my clock and it's 2 a.m. And I'm like, where the heck did those hours go? It's because this For You page is so addictive. It's just so spot on. I don't want to admit it, but looks have a lot to do with it. And, you know, we're all secretly a bit vain. As much as you don't want to admit it, you go for looks over non-looks, you know. So I think looks definitely have a lot to do with it. And if you look at all the really big-time influencers, they're all beautiful. Like, if you look at all these influencers, they're all stunning, like nothing wrong with them. So I think looks definitely have a lot to do with it.
When we're out here expected to have all of these in order to get the views, in order to get the likes and shares, but no matter how much we try, we're just not going to get that. When you post a video, the video it's on the app. It's just you're not going to get any views for it. So you can see it, it's just other people can't see it when they go onto your account as well. So it's up there, it's not going to get any views.
TikTok isn't out here to help people. I don't think it's come into the world with this intention of helping people. If they're going to make money off of something, then they will make money off of something. I think they maybe need to realise the impact that is having on people.
Almost everyone who is anyone is warning us about the dangers of TikTok. They're all criticizing the app, whose parent company ByteDance is based in Beijing. TikTok, which is popular with even preteens and children, is said to be more addictive than Instagram, Facebook and Twitter combined. Just like Facebook and Instagram, TikTok is being accused of profiteering from amplifying extreme, sensationalist, and highly emotive content to keep young teens online and engaged. What's worse? Young victims are said to be lured into sharing sexually explicit photos and videos of themselves through the popular app. Its algorithm is viewed as dangerous, and the platform is now being accused of serving harmful content to underage users, and of showing dangerous content to minors, including sex and drug-related videos. A recent Wall Street Journal report has found that the app's algorithm suggested hundreds of content on its For You page related to drug use, pornography, and rape to its younger users. While the platform restricts full access to users under 13, a NewsGuard study found younger children are easily able to create an account despite the measure, and that children as young as 9 were being exposed to sexual content on the platform soon after signing up. But what is TikTok exactly doing to kids? And why are there so many major concerns about it?
Was collapsing around him. Zhang Yiming was the CEO of ByteDance, the Chinese company that owns TikTok. And as he watched the news, his heart was racing.
Now, President Donald Trump threatened to ban it altogether.
We're looking at TikTok. We may be banning TikTok.
TikTok had already been banned in India, losing them 200 million users overnight. Now, TikTok was at the center of an international feud, with users and governments all around the world asking the same question: can we trust TikTok? Zhang was simultaneously being called a spy by the Americans and a traitor by the Chinese, and other accusations were flying round from all directions. TikTok is a data collection service thinly veiled as a social network. It's secretly loaded with surveillance software for the Chinese government, the most addictive social media app of all time. They're discriminating against the disabled. It's essentially malware which targeting children. TikTok is a magnet for predators. Wait, take a breath. Zhang switched off the news and reminded himself that despite all of the negative media attention that TikTok was getting, business was going incredibly well. If you added up the combined revenue of Twitter, Zoom, Dropbox, Lyft, Snapchat, Shopify, Airbnb, Stripe, Groupon and Spotify all together, it still wouldn't be as high as the revenue of ByteDance. The company's biggest product by far is TikTok, which in less than 4 years has passed 3 billion global downloads. But ByteDance are now working on several other apps that perhaps have even bigger potential. They already make more money than Netflix, have around double the employees of Facebook, and are expanding worldwide at an unprecedented speed. And yet, how much do you really know about ByteDance? Sure, you've seen TikTok promoted everywhere, and possibly use it yourself, but did you ever stop to think how this simple Chinese video app suddenly took over the world? You see, if you're like me and had dismissed TikTok as just a cringy app for kids lip-syncing and dancing, you're wrong. In less than a decade, ByteDance have gone from a 4-bedroom apartment in China where the electricity kept cutting out to becoming a global empire that is shaping not just social media, but technology, politics, and much, much more. The inside story of how it happened is incredibly inspiring and fascinating. But make no mistake, America's tech giants are terrified of ByteDance. And the real question is, should you be terrified too?
With 3 billion downloads to date, children and teenagers are rushing to TikTok in astronomical numbers. More than 1/3 of its daily users are younger than 14 years of age. While TikTok's popularity is undeniable, mental health concerns for its users are escalating. From what it appears, TikTok's appeal can turn to significant and potentially deadly mental health problems in youths. One huge problem is that TikTok provides a stream of user-uploaded videos and recommends additional clips based on which videos are being watched. These recommended clips are sometimes extreme, anxiety-producing, and flat-out toxic. For example, teens who are interested in hunting or military life can soon be faced with pictures of serial killers and descriptions of failed or successful murders. TikTok, like other social media, is associated with increased anxiety and depression. And it is especially dangerous for children and teenagers already suffering from mental health problems, specifically depression and eating disorders. Some are even said to have been encouraged to attempt suicide. More obvious problems have been noted. TikTok has been found to show sex and drug videos to minors. And TikTok challenges have led kids to engage in destructive and illegal acts. For example, the Devious Lick Challenge resulted in theft and vandalism at schools across the country. Today, you'd be hard-pressed to find a kid with a smartphone who doesn't obsessively watch TikTok. A glimpse into the dark mind of the Chinese-owned video-sharing app exposes the way its powerful algorithms steer children toward drug abuse and sexual depravity. Now, TikTok is said to be causing teens to develop a movement disorder similar to the Tourette syndrome. From adorable animals to kinky sex, and from droll dances to drug dealers, TikTok is rapidly taking children down a dark rabbit hole that would shock the most jaded adults. Extreme videos describe how to tie knots for sex, how to recover from violent sex acts, and how to fantasize about rape. How do I know? Well, for the first time since the Chinese app was created in 2016, I created an account for myself a few days ago for the purpose of researching the content of this documentary. And not long after the account was created, I found that more than 90% of its video feed focused on bondage and sex. Willingly or unwillingly, it took me into loops that included sexual topics. My account was also bombarded with marketing for strip clubs, promoted paid pornography, and videos pushing me toward the notorious UK-based porn website OnlyFans.com, a platform favored by sex traffickers, with explicit sex and prostitution come-ons. I was also lured into a TikTok space called KinkTok, featuring torture devices, chains, whips, and such. From what I've experienced and from what I've seen, TikTok aims to engross and addict. Unlike other platforms I'm on like Facebook and Instagram, a big part of TikTok's business includes addicting children. I wouldn't be surprised if one day TikTok became a tool for the spread of mass, psychogenic illness. Although to me it initially looked clean and fun on the surface. Underneath, however, I found a deep chasm of filth that can deform impressionable minds forever, or, worse, lure a vulnerable child into the grasp of predators and pornographers. TikTok is mercilessly working to control the lives of our children. It decides what they can see, what they can share, and even whom they are becoming. As TikTok grows in power, children are becoming more and more entranced by their shiny screens. They are being offered as sacrificial lambs to a corporate god who cares about nothing but clicks and cash. TikTok is becoming a pandemic within a pandemic. And there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. Despite all the challenges TikTok is facing when causing harm to young teens and pushing them to the verge of hurting themselves and even committing suicide, the most famous app in the world apparently now has new global ambitions to challenge the meta-universe. It now wants to become the new Facebook. In early November, TikTok staff were surprised when they received a direct message from their founder Zhang Yiming that hinted about some important restructuring of the business. The changes caught them off guard. They never saw them coming. 6 new units were being established, which left the staff wary of why the restructuring is happening. Why now? And what has changed all of a sudden? The company, as expected, is on its way to posting one of its highest revenue growths of 60% this year, according to Wired Online publication. On top of that, TikTok recently crossed the 1 billion users mark outside China. From what it appears, the company continues to ride high. But there is one secret that only those who steered the company's new direction have the precise answer for. Here's the secret. TikTok has developed the ambition to be known for more than video sharing. It wants to become the new Facebook. Looking at the numbers, this could happen soon, sooner than anyone can expect. TikTok is the first non-Facebook app to cross 3 billion downloads worldwide. More than 1 in 4 Brits and 1 in 3 Americans use it every single month. But this is just one part of TikTok's business. Its grip on its users is only the beginning of what's coming. The video app has eyes on capturing people's attention at work after it got the attention of young teens at school. If it succeeds in doing just that, the app's parent company will become a westernized Tencent or Alibaba. It will be perceived as a Western company, more than a Chinese one. It will dominate the world, just like Facebook once did before it rebranded to Meta. To achieve its goals, TikTok is following in the footsteps of Facebook. Day after day, its competition with Facebook is becoming more and more apparent. But for it to succeed, more than 50% of its revenue has to come from outside China. What's more, it needs to grow in emerging markets. This will be the augur of what's to come. But here's the multi-billion-dollar question for you. TikTok is already a monster hit, so how is it now going to meet the challenge of its much more difficult second upgrade? If it's ever to succeed, it would definitely need the support of the Western brands out there. And this is happening already. TikTok is strengthening its ties with Shopify and Spotify in the West. In May 2021, its parent company ByteDance quietly announced a login kit for TikTok, allowing people to access third-party apps through their TikTok profile, much in the same way people can sign up for Tinder or read news websites with their Facebook profile. That's a pattern Facebook had previously followed to great success. When TikTok's parent company was first set up, it wanted to create an empire as borderless as Google and Facebook combined. Soon, it may be granted its wish. However, this may not be as easy as it sounds. TikTok recently came under fire when it was accused of causing teens to develop strange mental behaviors, some of them related to a mental disorder known as the Tourette syndrome. As a result, many TikTokers found themselves involuntarily cursing and slapping themselves online. What's worse? More than 5 billion teens have been watching them communicating their suffering online. This is becoming increasingly dangerous despite the app's efforts to rectify the problem. No doubt, TikTok has become a pandemic within a pandemic. Because of it, teens are struggling with schoolwork. Because of it, they're feeling more and more isolated, and as a result of it, they're becoming more and more bruised. According to psychologists, these abnormalities caused by TikTok have resulted in more anxiety, depression, and even traumatic stress among teens. Rebecca Lester, a professor of sociocultural anthropology at Washington University, described the consequences as debilitating. But she was not the only one suggesting that the TikTok teens are in deep distress and that the online app is making their symptoms worse. German psychiatrist Kerstin Muller also described the TikTok outbreak as a mass social media-induced illness. What's more? On November 17, 2021, the online publication TechCrunch wrote that TikTok has developed a bad reputation for hosting dangerous viral challenges on its app, which at their worst, have led to serious injury or death. More recently, the app made headlines for challenges that encouraged students to hit their teachers and destroy their school property. Reportedly, a child died from trying the Blackout Challenge, which involves asphyxiation on TikTok's platform. What the investigation of that incident revealed is that TikTok can be a breeding ground for harmful content, like its viral challenges. These challenges appeal to teens' desires for approval from friends and peers, as they result in more likes and views. This is scary, especially when a recent study announces chilling findings that more than 20% of global teens have participated in these challenges, most of which are considered very risky and really dangerous. They direct children to engage in harmful activities that escalate to self-harm and even suicide. So far, TikTok has done little to address these issues. Apparently, it is no longer that social media platform that lets users wind down while watching funny videos, viral sensations, and interesting challenges. Instead, it has become a dangerous tool that exposes its users to danger, said the November 18th online issue of Screen Rant. While TikTok claims that those challenges are meant to be fun and engaging, children do not seem to be able to decipher which ones are safe and which are not. Based on its own survey, TikTok has found that 46% of teens need to understand the risks involved. But unfortunately, they don't. And TikTok is the one to blame for that.
It's one of the most popular social media apps.
Popular app TikTok. It's the fastest growing social media
The app
in
that's
the
taken
world.
teenagers by storm.
I told you about this cool app that I've been getting into called TikTok.
500 million users worldwide.
TikTok could be a target of foreign manipulation.
Accused of violating users' privacy. So what on earth is TikTok?
TikTok teens are getting caught up in frightening hoaxes on the app. New research conducted by TikTok found that less than a third recognize these hoaxes as clearly fake. The rest are becoming more and more distressed by the scary hoaxes they see on the app. Global News Online said in its November 17th issue that nearly half of them are seeking help afterward. These hoaxes vary, but a common one includes warnings about a wide-eyed, dark-haired woman known as Momo. She threatens users who don't do the violent tasks she demands of them. Another is based on a 50-step challenge that starts innocuously but ramps up to the final task. A task that challenges users to commit the unthinkable. I'm talking suicide here. Another blackout challenge requires participants to choke themselves to the point they pass out and then wake up a few minutes later. While choking is dangerous in itself, the death of a 12-year-old trying to imitate this challenge brought this into the limelight. Despite all these dangerous challenges, TikTok is hardly doing anything to save the lives of those young teens who are unaware of the dangers it poses to their very existence. It is time to act. It is time to challenge the dominance of TikTok and its ambition to rule the virtual world, the Facebook way.
Anyone else notice that your For You page has been a little too accurate lately? It hasn't been things that I'll Google or I talk about. It's been thoughts.
TikTok knows everything about us.
Hold up, don't scroll. Let me ask you something first. Can someone please explain how this algorithm works?
TikTok users often wonder how the world's fastest growing social network seems to know them so well.
TikTok's secretly listening to us while we're watching videos? I don't know.
To understand how it knows users so well, the Wall Street Journal created over 100 automated TikTok accounts, or bots, that watched hundreds of thousands of videos on the app. We also spoke to current and former executives at the company. Officially, the company says that shares, likes, follows, and what you watch all play a role in what TikTok shows you. We found that TikTok only needs one of these to figure you out: how long you linger over a piece of content. Every second you hesitate or rewatch, the app is tracking you.
I just want to quiet the noise.
Through this one powerful signal, TikTok learns your most hidden interests and emotions, and drives you deep into rabbit holes of content that are hard to escape. Take this new user, a 24-year-old from Henry County, Kentucky. TikTok starts by serving the account a selection of very popular videos vetted by app moderators. Is this person religious?
Because I still have a purpose, and you still hold a plan for my life.
Do they want to participate in viral dances? Are they feeling down lately?
Just remember, I loved you once, and that love goes for a friend, family, or any relationship.
What TikTok doesn't know is that the 24-year-old from Kentucky isn't a person at all. It's one of the bot accounts programmed by the Wall Street Journal. Let's call it Kentucky 96. We set up these accounts to understand how TikTok figures out your unexpressed interests. We assigned each bot a date of birth and an IP address, which told TikTok their location. None were given a gender. We gave each bot or user interests, but those interests were never entered into the app. The only way our users expressed their interests was by rewatching or pausing on videos with related hashtags or images. Some were into extreme sports. Others were interested in forestry, or dance, or astrology.
I'm not the babysitter, I'm not the parent.
Or some other topic.
Keep scrolling if you hate animals.
For all our accounts, we found that TikTok draws users in at first by serving a wide variety of videos, many with millions of views. Then, as the algorithm sees what you respond to, the selection of videos and the view counts can get lower and lower, with fewer of them vetted by moderators to see if they violate TikTok's terms of service. In fact, TikTok fully learned many of our account's interests in less than 2 hours. Some it figured out in less than 40 minutes. This is a visualization made from hashtags attached to the videos our bots watched. Think of it as a partial view of the universe of TikTok content. Here's where we find dance videos. Over here are the cooking videos. The spindly arms stretching out of the center represent niche content areas. This arm starts with general videos of cute animals. But if we follow it out to the end, we find more specific videos for enthusiasts of French bulldogs. As Kentucky 96 starts its journey, it starts moving around within the mainstream, where TikTok is trying to puzzle out what it wants. We programmed Kentucky 96 to be interested in sadness and depression. Let's see how long it takes TikTok to figure that out.
Life doesn't happen to you, life happens for you. So if life is taking people away from your life and putting new ones in.
Less than 3 minutes into using TikTok, at its 15th video, Kentucky 96 pauses on this.
And that love goes for a friend, family, or any relationship.
After Kentucky 96's first sad video, TikTok serves another one 23 videos later, or after about 4 more minutes of watching.
I'll leave you alone from now on if that's what you want.
This one is a breakup video with the hashtag sad.
You know why I leave you alone? Because I care about your feelings more than mine.
At video 57, Kentucky 96 keeps watching a video about heartbreak and hurt feelings. And then, at video 60, watches one about emotional pain. Based on the videos rewatched so far, TikTok thinks that maybe this user wants to see more about love, breakups, and dating. So at about 80 videos and 15 minutes in, the app starts serving more about relationships. But Kentucky 96 isn't interested.
Your voice, your smile, your eyes, your laugh.
The user instead pauses on one about mental health. Then quickly swipes past videos about missing an ex.
I miss you, and I like having you around.
Advice about moving on, and how to hold a lover's interest.
He spends more time on his phone when he's around you.
Kentucky 96 lingers over this video containing the hashtag depression.
Something's wrong with me.
And these videos about suffering from anxiety.
It's like a reward.
After 224 videos into the bot's overall journey, or about 36 minutes of total watch time, TikTok's understanding of Kentucky 96 takes shape. Videos about depression and mental health struggles outnumber those about relationships and breakups. From here on, Kentucky 96's feed is a deluge of depressive content. 93% of videos shown to the account are about sadness or depression. Our bots only escaped rabbit holes when we changed their viewing interests. When we told one bot to stop watching videos about ADHD, the algorithm cut back on that content. Still, many of the journal's bots were rapidly pushed deep into rabbit holes. TikTok learned our bots' most far-flung interests, like astrology. But even bots with general mainstream interests got pushed to the margins as their recommendations got more personalized and narrow. Bots with an interest in sexual content wound up way out here, watching hashtag KingTok videos about sexual power dynamics. And our bot with a general interest in politics wound up being served videos about election conspiracies and QAnon.
First order of businesses. Impeach Biden and Kamala. Goes from the House to the Senate.
Deep in the niche worlds of TikTok, users are more likely to encounter potentially harmful content. There's a lot of fun, silly, and life-affirming content on TikTok. But while TikTok can draw out what makes you laugh, it can also make you wallow in your darkest thoughts.
Turning the pain from mental to physical work.
Without ever needing to eavesdrop on you or collect any personal information about you.
I've never attempted suicide or anything. I've never let it get that far.
With more than 1 billion monthly users, TikTok has taken the world by storm since its launch in September 2016. But like so many social media apps, it's not all rosy. TikTok has a dark side to it that only a few know about. You might want to think twice about using the app, and 3 times about deleting it. Now before it's too late. TikTok's format of short videos has been linked to decreased attention spans when the app is used for more than 90 minutes a day. This problem has become so severe that TikTok was forced to hire influencers such as Gabe Irwin, Alan Chicken Chow, James Henry, and Cosette Renab to ask users to take breaks. It even created pop-up warnings to encourage users, 60% of whom are under the age of 24, to stop scrolling. In March 2020, The Intercept got its hands on some internal TikTok documents that said moderators needed to suppress posts by users who were too ugly, poor, or disabled. This has made TikTok's ambition to replace Facebook worse, not better.
Two, one.
This is a new generation of celebrities. Known as Bite Squad, they moved into this house at the start of lockdown. It's run by their management company. They spend their days making videos like this one, dancing to the latest viral music trends, and then they post them to TikTok.
You need to put hashtags in, and then you just post it.
They get more than 70 million views a week, though if you're over 25, you may not have heard of them, because many of their viewers are still at school.
Today, we had 2.3 million views in total.
The more views they get, the more money they can make through product promotion deals. Just TikTok says you have to be 13 or over to use the app. It asks for your birthday when you sign up, but not for proof of age. That's standard across social media platforms. But in the UK, a study shows almost half of 8 to 12-year-olds use the app. And although TikTok says you can set your account to private, it didn't take me long to find hundreds of videos of extremely young children dancing and lip-syncing to explicit songs like these.
Can't take big when I on it. I ain't got a bump on it. Bad me on me. Whip out my and I hump on it. I'm a badass you looking at. I'ma throw that back like a Cadillac. I don't care how you throw it, I'ma handle that. I'ma break this middle that.
TikTok says it doesn't tolerate sexually suggestive content involving a minor and removes it from the app. But how are children finding the videos they copy in the first place? Well, it seems they don't have to look very far. What makes TikTok different to most other social media platforms is the way it suggests what to watch. When you open the app, you're greeted by this. It's called the For You page. Every time you swipe, you're shown a new post. But these aren't just from people you know and follow. When you register, TikTok asks you what you're interested in, then starts monitoring your activity on the app to work out what videos to show you. It even spots how long you linger on a clip and sends you more of the same. The system is driven by an algorithm that uses powerful artificial intelligence, or AI. I want to get to grips with how it works, so I've set up a TikTok account as a young user. All I have to do is give my name, age, and an email or phone number. I'm pretending I'm 13 years old. This account's been set up on a new phone. I haven't given the algorithm anything at all, so I haven't searched for anything, haven't liked anything, haven't followed anyone. After 10 minutes of swiping, I came across the first disturbing clip, a pig falling off a truck. I allowed the video to play through several times, then carried on swiping. Shortly afterwards, the app showed me this clip of a confrontation in the street. Again, I lingered on the video, but didn't press like. Before long, I was being fed a stream of videos of people screaming profanities, a violent assault, a husband threatening to attack his wife, and a young man lying bloodied in the street. I've spent 20 minutes swiping, and the algorithm's feeding me violent, angry, increasingly upsetting content, and TikTok thinks I'm 13.
All the apps on our phones track us in some way. And in some way, we've accepted to learn to live with that. But while social media has always been one of the worst culprits, TikTok's data collection techniques are particularly dystopian. Believe it or not, TikTok watches you all the time. It watches what you write in your messages to your friends. It even watches if you never hit that send button. It also requests access to your phone's model, screen resolution, current operating system, phone number, email address, location, keystroke patterns, and even your contacts list. None of that seems important to you if you just want to watch 15-second clips. But it does become important when TikTok becomes a danger to your own privacy. And that's not where your problems with TikTok end. Many security researchers have found security vulnerabilities in the TikTok app. Hackers, for example, use your SMS messages to gain unauthorized access to your account. And then there's the big issue of your mental health. The toll on your brain comes in many forms. You'll find ample cases of the usual social media scourges. Harassment, abuse, cyberbullying, among others. But the problem with TikTok runs much deeper. For example, many younger users have uploaded sexually provocative content, while there have also been cases of ex-partners attempting to ruin their previous partners' lives by uploading videos and photos from their old relationships. This has real-world consequences for users. In Egypt, 5 women have been sentenced to 2 years in prison for violating public morals in their TikTok videos. Then there's the never-ending stream of anti-Semitism, racism, and xenophobia. There have even been cases of ISIS using the platform to promote their extremist propaganda. All these issues can lead you on a path you don't want to go down.
TikTok is a social media app that focuses on video. The company says it's used by more than 500 million people, and their biggest market? Teenagers. Kids use it to post videos of themselves lip-syncing and dancing to their favorite songs. Most are just easygoing, harmless bits of fun. But as Chris and Haley's story shows, there's a darker side to the app. Adults use it not only to contact children, but also to post sexual comments on their videos. We found hundreds of them on TikTok, offering children money for sex, telling kids to show parts of their body on screen, asking girls to perform sexual acts, people saying they're aroused by the video. Abuse, harassment, and sexual comments don't make up for most of the posts on TikTok. In fact, for some teenagers, the app has almost become a way of life. Emily and Lauren are both 15. They're best friends, they live in Northamptonshire, and together they run a joint TikTok channel under the name Em and Lols. Every week they post videos of themselves dancing, singing, sometimes acting. They have more than 1 million followers on TikTok, and counting. But they get hundreds of comments, and so it didn't take me long to find a sexually explicit one posted on one of their videos. When I reported it to TikTok, it was still there 24 hours later. And the person who posted it? Their account was still active.
Back in 2018, the hashtag Delete Facebook movement took hold as users protested some of the company's ulterior motives and suspicious practices. But while Facebook is no angel and unquestionably deserves to be under the spotlight for the decisions it has taken in recent years, TikTok is a whole lot worse. It is a pandemic within a pandemic. The bottom line is quite simple. You should not have an account on TikTok. You should not have the app on your phone. And you should not encourage other users to sign up. End of story.
Money work.
It's time to study the health impacts of TikTok, knowing that there's hardly any research on the platform. Despite the fact that TikTok now has over 1 billion users, public health researchers know very little about the health effects it might be having on the platform's, mostly young, users. That's concerning because researchers know social media platforms can be harmful, especially to the health of some groups of teens and adolescents. The platform is so massive but there's almost no scholarly investigation into it, said Marco Zinun, a health policy researcher at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. The research is very behind, considering how much reach TikTok has, Zinun added. Regardless of what researchers like Zinun think or say, TikTok is always one step ahead of the competition. On the 2nd of December 2021, TikTok announced it's rolling out Creator Next, a single hub for all of the platform's monetization tools. Alongside Creator Next, it's also introducing its tipping feature, which lets users send money directly to their favorite creators. This is part of TikTok's larger efforts to retain creators and prevent them from hopping on other networks that pay creators, like Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Snapchat. When the platform was just a year old in 2019, users struggled to find ways to earn money natively through the app, as they had to secure deals and sponsorships outside of the app. To help remedy this, the platform later rolled out its $200 million Creator Fund in 2020, splitting up the cash to reward the platform's most popular creators. TikTok started testing tips as another way for creators to make money last October, but now it appears that the feature is available to all creators who meet TikTok's eligibility requirements. The qualifications include being over the age of 18, having an account in good standing, and having 100,000 followers or more. If they meet the criteria, creators will receive 100% of every tip. TikTok is also expanding on its live gifts feature, which lets viewers gift diamonds, a virtual currency that's redeemable for cash, during live streams. TikTok is now throwing video gifts into the mix, allowing users to donate diamonds during regular videos. What this means is that everything nowadays is becoming TikTok. YouTube and Instagram are taking cues from TikTok's interface. Virtually everywhere, we're seeing the same content. Reels, shorts, stories, call them whatever you want, they're all copies of TikTok. They're all focusing on generating TikTok-styled content. And they're all ruthlessly copying TikTok. There's no doubt that TikTok is today the app of the moment. But will it succeed in becoming the next Facebook? Only time will tell. I hope you enjoyed watching this documentary-style video, dear friends. Before you leave, please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and like my videos. It means a lot to me as the truth means a lot to you. So, please keep supporting me. Without your support, I won't be able to make it on my own. And if there's any topic that you wish me to write and create content about, please don't hesitate to leave me a message in the space below. And I promise I will reply to it within less than a day. I value your opinion dearly. Be safe, dear friends, watch out for those viruses, and bye for now.